Hello and welcome to another review from Colour with Claire. Today I'm reviewing the Colouring Heaven Halloween special, and this is for the month of October. It's issue 28, and this is a publication that comes out in the UK every month with a special edition featuring some amazing artists. We've had Selena Fennick and now we have Jasmine Becket-Griffith. So this Halloween special features 40 illustrations from Jasmine's Halloween colouring book, this one here. There are 55, I think, in this book, so you're getting the majority of the illustrations. It's £4.99. It's available in most newsagents and supermarkets, and you can also buy it on the links in the description if you cannot get to a shop or for any other reason if you can't find it. So the cover is obviously not the same as the original book, but it does feature lots of the ladies that are inside. So it has this gold foiling to the title, and it's completely matte, so you're able to colour this with pencils or pens if you wanted to colour that cover as well. On the back, again, we have more designs from inside the book, and that gold foiling continues. So it's around A4 in size. And when we open it up, you can see that we have a little bit of a blurb introducing Jasmine, just a little bit about her. There's also all the copyright information and publishing information here, and then the link to Colouring Heaven's Facebook page. There's also a little swatch here that asks you to become a patron of Jasmine's and gives you her Patreon page if that's something that you're interested in. And then we're straight into the illustrations themselves. Now, in Jasmine's original colouring book, the paper was quite creamy, quite vintage, whereas this paper is absolutely bright white. There's no tint to it at all. There's no border around the images as there is with Jasmine's original book. It is just the white page, and then here is the equivalent in Jasmine's book. So it was never going to be the exact same quality as Jasmine's, because this is a very, very high quality publication. It's got really nice thick paper and a great tooth and everything, and it was never going to match up to that for the price. But to be honest with you, I've read people who've got this already saying that the paper's not great, blah blah blah. I was expecting it to be much worse than it is, so it's actually not bad. It is quite thin, but the illustrations can't really be seen on the other side, so it's not that thin that things are transparent and they show through. It follows the same format as Jasmine's books, so you'll have the illustration on the right and a little bit of info about the illustration on the left. So they're all really gorgeous designs. If you've seen Jasmine's work before, you know she's just absolutely amazing, incredibly talented lady. And for £4.99, this book is honestly probably one of the best bargains I've ever seen. I mean, this original book costs like £15, and for £4.99 you're getting the majority of the illustrations. Granted, you're not getting the exclusive paper in the original, but definite steal if it's something that you can find in your local shop. So here you can see that I've actually started to colour one of the illustrations. Now, this was purely for reviewing purposes. As you know, I have the original book, and I don't really want to put time and effort into this one at the moment, because I'd rather do it in the original book and use this as a spare or somewhere that I can practice colours and see what colours look best before I do it in the first book. But I did this so that you could see how pencils and markers work with the paper. So here I use Polychromos pencils, and here I use Spectrum Noir alcohol markers, and both laid down on the page absolutely fine. I was able to put loads and loads of layers onto the Polychromos, and I could probably add even more layers because it wasn't quite burnished. The alcohol markers, they were completely fine as well, lovely smooth finish, and I put some card behind as I always do, and you can see that the bleed through to the other side was quite minimal. So the paper really is not as bad as a few people have been making out on the Facebook groups. Obviously it's going to come through to the other side because it's alcohol markers, but as for the image left on the paper underneath, that's not as heavy as I've seen other books produce from alcohol markers, so pretty decent paper. So yeah, it can take lots of layers of pencil, it can take lots of layers of alcohol markers, and it reacts really, really well. So I'll just go through the rest of the images. There are no new images in this book. These are all taken from the original Halloween book. But as I say, it's really good to actually have a spare copy that doesn't cost the earth, that you can practice different colour palettes in before you actually take the plunge and put pen to paper on your original copy. I don't think there's anyone really that would have been a better choice to collaborate with Colouring Heaven for a Halloween colouring book, because Jasmine's illustrations are really just top notch. I mean, the only other person who I absolutely love with Halloween illustrations is Alan Robert with his Beauty of Horror series. But if you're more into colouring faces and people, this is definitely this will definitely be good for you, because it's just nothing but people, and that is what Jasmine draws, especially, you know, women and animals. So I think if you're more into colouring traditional scary images and gore and things like that, Beauty of Horror is definitely your thing. If you like colouring sort of eerie looking ladies in costume, then this will definitely do for you. So I was quite surprised just how thick this book is and how many illustrations are included. There's absolutely no stuttering or bad printing on the line art whatsoever. It's very smooth, very black. And it's just brilliant. I just can't believe how much of a bargain it is, to be honest. Now on this back cover you can see that there are other colouring books by Blue Angel who publish Jasmine's work. This is Jasmine's new one, which I'm hoping to receive very, very soon. And there we have it. That is the Colouring Heaven Halloween special, £4.99 in supermarkets and newsagents across the UK, or you can use the links in the description to buy it online. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Please do let me know. Comment, thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really helps me. And I'll see you soon on Colour with Claire.